this is Miriam from the Schitzo-Cookie channel, and this is my wrap-up video of the books that I've read in December. I know this video is a bit behind, but yeah, better now than never, I guess. And yeah, also I colored my hair pink, cause why not? I've been dreaming of coloring my hair pink for like forever. So I did it yesterday and I'm really happy about it. But enough about my hair and on to the comics that I've read. The first book that I read in December was X-Men Volume 2. It got a bit confusing because the three of the main characters are all girls with like really dark black hair, and they're all really pretty, so they all look the same, and I got a bit confused who was what and whatever. But the artwork was okay, not really my favorite. I mean, some parts are really pretty and some parts is just, like I said, okay. It didn't stand out that much. I liked the first volume a bit more when it comes to the art. There's a scene in this where they, like, someone, I don't remember who, flies into a building, and I get really annoyed when it comes to like movies and comics and stuff when they destroy stuff and they destroy buildings, because I think it's just so unnecessary. Is it anyone that gets annoyed by this as I do? I don't know. It's you know, when they have like a pretty apartment or whatever and then they trash it when they fight or stuff like that. That kind of stuff bugs me a bit, because it's just, and especially when it comes to superheroes, they just trash everything. They don't care at all about how long that took to build. Yeah. The story was a bit flat, just that kind of regular end of the world scenario, and I think that is quite boring if you don't have like character development or like a deeper backstory and stuff like that. So yeah, this isn't really my favorite series, but it was okay. And then I read Shoe, the Omnibus Edition Volume 4. I really like this series. It's so funny and I love details and little signs and stuff. I've been talking about this before. I really like the stuff that's hidden between the pages and hidden in the background of everything. That's just so funny. And I loved the characters, and I really loved the fact that Oliver had a Lying Cat t-shirt from Saga. I thought that was such a like lovely thing to do, so that they show their love for another series in this series. I thought that was really fun. And then I read Velvet Volume 2. This one was as gorgeous as the first one when it comes to the art. Really high quality. Quite different from other stuff that I read, so I really do enjoy the art. And I love the fact that the main character is a girl that's a bit older, so she's not in the 20s, she's a bit, I think she's 30, 40, I'm not sure, but she's a bit older than the usual main characters that I read are. And I thought the story is really exciting, and I can't wait to read the continuing volumes of this series, because it ends with quite something that was quite exciting. Yeah, really good series. And then I reread a book, and that was Elena. I've read this, I think it was quite a while ago, maybe like 3 years ago? 4 years ago? I don't know. But I was re-watching the movie, the longer version of the movie of this one. So I was really excited to reread this, to see the difference more with the movie and the comic. And it was quite a fun read to read again. It was better, of course, the first time I read it, because then it got all the like twists and cool stuff happening. They didn't surprise me this time, obviously, because I knew them and I just saw the movie, but still really good. And then I read another book, but a new book by the same author, and that was Aspirin. It was a great read, and I love the artwork in this, and I love the coloring. It's so colorful, but in like a really cool kind of way. And I love the design of the main character of Astrid, because she's not that, you know, usual really pretty main character that's in most American comics. I think they all sort of look the same, but she's a bit more heavier, and her hair isn't always perfect, and she's not always perfect, and I thought that was quite refreshing. The other characters are, I guess, a bit more like stereotypical, because we have the player dude, and then we have the like virgin, really innocent girl that when she's out from school and when she's sort of free, she goes sort of like party wild and want to have sex and whatever. That's not that original, but still fun to read about, so yeah, I don't care. The story was interesting and a good read, and I'm really looking forward to see where it goes. And I thought it was good that there's a scene when that stuff happened that's sad, well, a death, and you can really tell that the character like gets sad for real, and they take a bit of time in the comics to like it's okay for that character to mourn a bit and actually be sad, and I think that's good stuff, because in usual when people die, and if it's not like more kind of drama and contemporary novel, if it's like superhero comics and if people die, they just keep on going, they don't really take the time to actually mourn. And I think that was good that they took at least a bit of time to actually feel something when someone dies, so that, I think that was good. So yeah, I recommend this read. And then I read a series that I really loved as well, and that was Gwenpool. I think she's such cute and cool character, and she's so funny, and I would love to, I don't really cosplay, but if I would cosplay, I would love to cosplay her, because she's so cool, and I love the fact that that series has these kind of breaking the fourth wall kind of stuff, where she's talking to the reader and the knows all the stuff about comics, and I think that's really funny. And the artwork mixes between a style that's quite more original, but not really my favorite, maybe, I don't know, it's still pretty, but the coloring is just awesome. And then it changed to another style that's like more pretty and more cartoony and more like manga and anime style, sort of, but there the coloring isn't as good. So I can't really decide which style I like the most, but I've realized that when it comes to comics and when it comes to art, I do love when there is a really good colorist, and I realize how important that is for me when I'm reading. So for example, this page is just such gorgeously colored, and I can really tell when like the artwork is just, and the lines are okay but not that special, but if they have a good colorist, it's still amazing. So I really think that the colorists should get more credit. And then I read Batgirl Volume 3. This, I really like this series, but it changes quite a lot when it comes to the quality. So both the art mixes a lot and the story mixes a lot. So some parts are really good and some parts are not as good, but I still love Batgirl, so I love reading this anyway. And yeah, I like the fact that you could like the mixes some of the stuff that's going on in Gotham beside this series, like you get to see some of the characters from Gotham Academy, stuff like that. I think that's cool. I haven't read Gotham Academy in a while, so I guess I need to, so I can catch up on those characters a bit more. or in the part where, what's she called, Frankie, when Frankie, her roommate, like checks her brain scan or whatever to see that her brain is hacked. That was a bit weird. I mean, she's a hacker, not a brain surgeon, and I thought that was a bit stupid, but still fun. And then I read a series that you know that I love if you've watched my my top 10 list for 2016, and that was Tokyo Ghost Volume 2. And I've praised the art so much because it's so good and all the details is so good and the colouring and yeah. I've praised art before, you know, you all know how much I love this series art. It's gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. And also I really love the fact that they don't censor like anything. So there's so much like blood and weird sex stuff and crazy stuff going on, and I think it's just so refreshing with something that doesn't like have to hide stuff or be for kids or whatever. This is surely not for kids, and I really like that. And well, if you don't like that stuff, you should not read this series because it's crazy. Oh, but something that I didn't like though was there's like a terrorist couple in this volume, and the guy is like really ugly and the girl is really, really like perfectly pretty. And I don't know why, but it always bugs me with all these kind of relationships in movies and stuff where the girl is always really pretty and the guy can look whatever. And that's fine, I guess, but if it was also okay for the opposite, for like ugly girls to be dating like and being with like really, really pretty guys, but that doesn't really happen at all when it comes to movies and series and comics and that, and I think that's a bit unfair, so that bugs me a bit. Well, yeah, I really like all the kind of really weird, like what the fuck moments in this this series, all those kind of weird stuff going on. I think that's really funny. And I thought, well, there is a quote in this one where a person says, make Los Angeles great again, and I think that's a hint for something else, right? It can't be a coincidence, right? It has to, yeah, you all know what I mean. Anyone else that thought about that it's probably a hint to all like the elections and stuff like that, or what you guys think? Oh yeah, and the really emotional ending was so good, and I could really feel her struggle and her pain, and it was just that's the story that I think is awesome when it comes to like character development, and that you can actually feel the character's pain and you can feel the characters, like, you know what they're like and you know what they don't like. And I mean, yeah, that's the story that really is my cup of tea, and the story that's like the kind of stories that I really love, and also the story and everything is just so exciting. Oh, and then I read a book that wasn't as exciting but still good, and that was The Walking Dead Part 18. The story, I mean, this series is amazing, but this book was quite what can you say, like a part like between two really like big events. So the previous volume had the event that a lot of people are talking about online because of it happening also in the TV show, and it was really emotional for me to read about. But this one, I don't really remember that much what it was about, because it was quite, you know, not that much happened. I think it was quite a bit of character development that was interesting, but other than that, I don't really remember that much. Still love the series, and I'm hoping that volume 19 will be of a more like exciting more exciting story and more exciting stuff going on. But I think it's still good that they have these kind of slow stories in between as well, because otherwise too much would happen all the time and then it wouldn't mean as much, I guess. So yeah, and then on to my last comic that I read in December, and that was Sherlock Holmes, the third graphic novel. Not sure what it's called in English because this is in Swedish. And this one wasn't really my favorite either. The other two that I've read of Sherlock Holmes were quite good and interesting, but this story was a bit slow and I don't know, not that much going on that I thought was interesting. And yeah, but I mean, Sherlock is still an interesting character to read about. He's such a bitch and such a know-it-all that you get crazy annoyed by, but yeah, still gonna continue in reading the series when there's more out, but I was a bit disappointing in this one because it wasn't that interesting. And that was all the series that I've read in December, and I finally did it. I finally made this video. Now I need to make my January wrap up before February is finished, so I probably should do that quite soon if I have the time. Anyway, thanks for watching, and if you like it, please subscribe. Bye!